Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss the work done by the gas in closed path, and we will calculate what is the difference between if we move this closed path along clockwise or anti-clockwise. Let's begin. We have a closed path from A to B and B to C and D to A. On x-axis we have plotted the volume, and on y-axis we have plotted the pressure. This is the simplest cyclic closed path in which from A to B process is pressure is constant and the volume is increased. It is called isobaric expansion. And B to C or C to B, as we see the volume is constant, the pressure is decreasing, P2 to B1, then it is just isochoric process. And C to D or D to C is, we see that the volume is decreasing and the pressure is constant. It is isobaric. If we move from C to D, then it is compression, but if we move from D to C, then it will be the isobaric expansion. The C to D is isobaric compression, and then D to A is isochoric process. And we made a cyclic process closed path in pressure and volume diagram. If we have to calculate the work done in 4 processes, then first of all, the work done in closed path from A to B and then B to C and then C to D is equal to the work done from A to B plus work done from B to C plus work done from C to D plus work done from D to A. As the work done from A to B, and here we are going in clockwise or anti-clockwise, A to B and then B to C, we are moving along clockwise direction. Now the work done from A to B at isobaric expansion, the work done for isobaric is P2. Here the pressure is P2. At A and B the pressure is P2, and change in volume, and volume is change in volume V2 minus V1, as final volume is 2 and initial is V1, plus the work done from B to C, and B to C is an isochoric process, and we see that the isochoric process work done is 0 because the volume is change in volume is 0, plus the work done from C to D, and then C to D, here the isobaric process and the pressure is P1 multiplied by change in volume, and change in volume is V1 minus V2, and work done from D to A is isochoric process and the work done is 0. Then the total work done in a closed path is equal to the P2 into V2 minus V1. If we take the negative sign common from this bracket, we will get the minus P1 and V2 minus V1, and V2 minus V1 is the common from both terms. We will get the P2 minus P1 and V2 minus V1 work done in a clockwise direction. As we see here, the P2 minus P1, the difference is P2 minus P1 is positive because the P2 pressure is greater than P1, and V2 minus V1, the difference of V2 minus V1 is also positive because the V2 is greater than V1. This number is also positive and this number is also positive, and the work done in a clockwise direction in a closed path is not equal to 0, but it is a positive number. The work done in a closed path is positive number in clockwise direction, and we consider anti-clockwise direction. And what will we get? See, if we move from A to D and then D to C and C to B and B to A. It is a closed path, but it is in anti-clockwise direction. Then the work done in a closed path is equal to work done from A to D, and work done A to D is 0 because it is a isochoric process. Then work done from D to C, and D to C is isobaric, and its work done is P1 into V2 minus V1. Change in volume is V2 minus V1. Then C to B is also a 0 number because of isochoric. And fourth process B to A, the work done is P2 into change in V1 minus V2. Change in volume is V1 minus V2. So now work done in a closed path in anti-clockwise direction is P1 into V2 minus V1. And if we take the negative sign from this bracket, we will get the P2 minus V2 into V2 minus V1. Now the work done is equal to P1 minus P2. If we take the common of V2 minus V1 from both terms, we will get the P1 minus P2 and V2 minus V1. This is the work done in an anti-clockwise direction. And we see that the P1 minus P2 is here is a negative number, but the V2 minus V1 is positive number because of these conditions, the P2 is greater than P1, then this number is negative and V2 minus V1 is positive. If we multiply the negative and positive number, and we will get the negative answer. The work done is negative. Here we conclude that the work done in a closed path is not equal to 0, but it is a negative number if we move the anti-clockwise direction, and the work done is not equal to 0, but a positive number if we move in a clockwise direction. In this discussion, we have concluded that the work done is path independent. If we move from A to B and then B to C, or if we move from A to D and then D to C, the work done will be different. And if we move in clockwise direction in closed path, or if we move anti-clockwise in closed path, then work done will different. It implies that the work done by the pressure force is non-conservative, and the work done in anti-clockwise direction is negative, but the work done in a clockwise direction is positive. Thanks for watching.